Hey guys, so today's no reading, you're going over subject pronouns, object pronouns, and then who versus whom. Who versus whom is something that tends to throw students off until they know the trick. Really, it's just being able to identify whether it's a subject or an object. And then once you have that down, you should be good to go. So let me remove my face real quick, and then we will go through this. So subject pronouns, remember your subject is what's performing the action. So I went to the mall, we went to the mall, right? That's who's going. You tend to do okay with this until you get into a situation where you have a compound subject. So in this case, the student and I revised the essay, right? I is the subject pronoun, not me. So make sure if it's the subject, right, that it's going to be I and not me there. Similarly, right, object pronouns, that is usually the direct object or indirect object of your sentence or clause. Again, you tend to do okay with this until you get into a compound. So example, right? Olivia called you and me. You tend to just use I because you think it sounds fancy, and you probably got corrected all the time as a kid for saying like, my mom and me went shopping, and they're like, my mom and I, and that has been so just embedded in your mind that you're afraid to use me. But me is correct when it's the object of the sentence. So Olivia called you and me, right? Matthew gave the girls and us 2 free tickets to his concert. So in this case, remember your direct object is gave what? Gave tickets. Gave them to whom? To us. So that is the object of the sentence. So if it's the indirect object or the direct object, you use your object pronouns. Who and whom is really just knowing subject versus object. So the subject form is going to be who. The object pronoun that you want to use is whom. The easiest thing to do is decide if you can replace it with a he, it's going to be who. If you can replace it with a him, it will be whom. So I like to remember it like the M and the M, right? Whom and him both end with M. So if you can replace it with that, you know it's the object. Let's do some practice here, and I'll show you how I kind of walk my mindset through this. So who or whom did you speak with? So when you have a question, I think it's easier to put that into a statement, right? You would say, I spoke with, would you say I spoke with he or I spoke with him, right? You would say, I spoke with him. That's the object of a sentence. So you know it would be whom. So in this case, you would say, whom did you speak with, right? Next one, I work with a teacher who or whom used to serve in the military. Would you say he used to serve in the military or him used to serve in the military, right? We know this is the subject. He was serving. So we know now that it's who used to serve in the military. Last one, you'll never believe who or whom called me. Would you say he called me or would you say him called me, right? This is the subject. He called me. So you know you need who, okay? So that's kind of just a trick to determine whether or not you need who and whom. Remember, when you do the objects, don't be scared to use me. If it's the object of a sentence, you need the me, not an I. Okay? Good luck. If you have questions as you're completing this no reading, make sure you reach out to me.